right. So in this session today, I will be with my dear colleague Maria, and we'll be talking about the heart of language teaching in the age of AI. And we really believe that the heart of language teaching is the teacher. You guys, okay, you are amazing, and technology is there just to support us, not to replace the teachers. We really believe that in it, and we want you to believe in it too. So let's see what we've got for today. We are going to start with a story, Alexander's story. It's one of Maria's students, and she's going to tell us how she took this situation. She had a situation in class with a student. He needed some help, and how AI helped her find solutions for this situation. And then we are going to talk about creativity, productivity, and problem solving, and how AI can help us with these three superpowers. In order to do that, we are going to show you two frameworks that will help you with the prompts, how creating your prompts in order to find the best answers possible when we use any AI chatbot like ChatGPT or Copilot. And also two tools that we find useful and easy to use called Lumen 5 and TurboScribe. Okay, so Maria, could you please start telling us your story?
Sure. Thank you, Monica. And hello, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Such a pleasure to be here with you today. First of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm really excited to share some experiences from my own teaching journey. And I know we're all here because we care deeply about our students and the future of our profession. So I hope my story today will resonate with you and maybe even spark some new ideas for your classrooms. So a few months ago, I had an A2 level student named Alexander, and that's not his real name, just one I made up so that it doesn't point to a real person. And when we first started working together, he spoke with hesitation. His sentences were short and safe, and whenever I asked him an unexpected question, he would freeze. You know that silence that feels so heavy in the classroom? That was happening almost every time. But what stood out was his ambition. So Alexander wasn't learning English just for fun. He wanted to feel confident speaking in front of his international team. And he wanted to be seen as competent, not just in English, not just in French, sorry, but also in English, right? So one day, he came to class looking really discouraged. He had just finished a meeting where he struggled to explain a very simple idea in English. And it wasn't that he didn't know the words. It was the pressure of the situation that shut him down. And he told me, Maria, you know, I felt invisible in that room. I couldn't say a word. And I could see on his face that this wasn't about grammar anymore. It wasn't about verb tenses and vocabulary, you know. This was about confidence and identity. And that day, I threw away my original lesson plan. Instead, I said, okay, so let's go back into that meeting together. And I became his team. I asked him the tough, unexpected questions. I challenged him to explain his ideas clearly, even when I interrupted him or pushed him off track. And now, here where I brought AI into the process. So between classes, I used ChatGPT as a kind of brainstorming partner. I gave it the meeting agenda and asked a couple of questions like, what kinds of follow-up questions would an international team ask? What kinds of interruptions might happen? And it generated exactly the kind of unpredictable scenarios that made Alexander nervous in real life. So instead of just practicing dialogues from a random textbook, we worked on handling pressure, short focused bursts, realistic messy situations. And slowly something started to shift. And week after week, I watched him change. And his posture straightened. His answers came out faster. And he started experimenting with phrases, even when they weren't perfect. His tone grew more confident. And one day, he came into class with the biggest smile on his face. And he was like, Maria, I survived the meeting in English. And not just survived, I enjoyed it. And, I want to pause here because that moment is what reminded me why teachers still matter so much. AI gave me incredible tools. It gave me the realistic questions, it gave me the unpredictable twists, but it wasn't AI that noticed his discouragement that day, right? It wasn't AI that decided to throw away the lesson plan. It wasn't AI that celebrated his small victories and gave him courage to keep trying. That was the human connection. That was teaching. And for me, this experience was a powerful reminder. Yes, AI can amplify what we do, of course, but it can never replace the role of a teacher who listens, adapts, and encourages. And Alexander didn't just learn to answer questions in English, he learned to believe that he could. And that transformation, that shift in identity, that's something only a teacher can guide. And when I think back to Alexander's story, there are a few things that really stay with me. And I think many of you as teachers will recognize them. First, sometimes the real problem isn't grammar or vocabulary. It's confidence. It's identity. It's that feeling of, I don't belong in this conversation. And no textbook can fix that. That's where we come in. Second, it reminded me that it's okay to throw away the lesson plan. The moment I saw how discouraged he was, I knew the planned grammar activity wasn't what he needed. He needed to relive that meeting, to practice under pressure, and to feel like someone was in his corner. Third, AI can be a really powerful ally. Um, it gave me the messy, unpredictable questions I couldn't think of on the spot. But it didn't notice his silence. It didn't see his posture change. And it didn't celebrate his small wins. That part was mine. That's teaching. And finally, the biggest takeaway, transformation isn't just about students learning English. It's about them learning to believe they can. And Alexander didn't just survive his meetings in English, he walked in with confidence. And that's something no tool can give on its own. Only teacher can guide that shift. And I don't want to just leave you with that story. I'd love to give you something practical you can use with your own learners. So here is the exact prompt that I used with AI to generate realistic meeting scenarios for Alexander. And you can take it, adapt it, and use it right away with your students. Think of it as a little takeaway from today, your own ready-made tool to create role plays that truly prepare learners for the pressure of real communication, right? So the prompt, well, you can see it on your screens. And yeah, thank you, Monica. So you can also see the scenario, right? The AI came up with this exact scenario. And the scenario puts Alexander in a real team meeting where he has to stay calm, explain clearly, and respond to different kinds of questions. Yeah, don't worry, you will be able to download this like all the materials after the presentation so that you can use it, you can review it. And so, yeah, that was my story. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, and I'm really curious about you now, right? Since we're talking about AI in teaching, I'd love to know how you feel about it. And on your screen, you'll see a quick poll. So please grab your phones, choose the answers that reflect your views, and please vote. You'll have about a minute, I guess, to vote.
We already have some answers here, Maria. Can you see it?
Yeah, perfect. Amazing. Thank you very much for voting.
Yeah, we are glad to hear that most of you are excited about it. And excited and curious, right? And no one is skeptical, which is good. And just maybe one person is worried. Well, let's see. Let's move on. Okay. So as I said, we are going to focus on these three powers, these three superpowers that we're saying here, just to see that AI is our assistant, okay? But it's us who decide the direction. And let's see how it can help us problem solving, solving problems, how it can help us with creativity and productivity. And Maria is going to share with you a framework that will help you with problem solving. So Maria, can you please guide here? Guide
Sure.
us through this?
Yeah, of course. So, as teachers, one of our most important skills is problem solving. And the problems we face are rarely straightforward. Sorry. So, for example, you might have a text that's written at too high a level for your students. You can't just throw it away. You need to adapt it, simplify certain parts, highlight key vocabulary, maybe even add guiding questions to make it more accessible, right? Or think about a group class where students have very different needs or very different levels. One student might be fluent but struggles with accuracy, while another needs more support just to form basic sentences. So, in those situations, we're constantly adjusting, giving one student an extension task while scaffolding for another, for example. And sometimes the challenge isn't the level, but the content itself, right? So students might be struggling with very specific terms like legal vocabulary, medical jargon, technical phrases, you name it. In those moments, we have to find ways to break down complex concepts, provide real life examples, and help them not just understand the words, but also use them confidently in their professional context. So that's what problem solving looks like in our classroom every day, adapting, balancing, and finding solutions in real time. And here, Monica is showing you the ideal framework, which I like to use for designing learning solutions. Let me walk you through really quickly with one of my own real challenges as an example, okay? So ideal and I stands for identify the problem. For example, my learners often struggle with speaking clearly and confidently in meetings and phone calls. D is for define the desired outcome. Again, for example, what I want is for them to feel comfortable presenting updates and negotiating with suppliers in English effectively. E is for explore possible solutions. And here I start asking what strategies, tools, and activities can actually help them build those skills. A is for act on the best strategy. So once I have options, I choose the best approach and turn it into something practical, like a weekly plan or a lesson structure I can implement. And L is for learn from the result. So finally, I look at how it went. Did they improve? What worked? What should I adjust? And this way, the plan keeps evolving with their needs. And here is a sample prompt. Yeah, thank you. We can give to AI to work through this framework with us. You can see it on your screens. And this way, AI can co-create a tailored plan with us, and we can refine it further using the ideal cycle. So here is the prompt. And now let's take a look at the plan AI put together for us. So it's a starting point giving us clear activities, tools, and assessments. From there, we can adjust and polish it using the ideal framework that I was talking about. And you'll also be able to download this plan along with the other materials later. Just saying. So yeah, now that we've looked at the ideal framework, let's hear from you again. We'd love to know what is a common challenge you face in your classes that you think the ideal framework could help you address. And please take a moment to share your thoughts in the poll. So now you have to write your answers instead of just voting.
You already have some answers popping in here.
Perfect.
So Tamara says vocabulary. Okay. Adapting level, spontaneous conversation. Whoops, it's moving fast. Help with to frame difficult concepts into language that is easier. Okay, or for the student. Okay. Helping students with multiple language levels. Yeah, that's a good one. Adapting. Okay. Reuse vocabulary. Amazing, amazing suggestion. So please try it. Okay, you're going to have access to the framework, to the material. So make sure that you try it after ELAM Connect is over and when you receive the materials. Okay. Well, something else that well, sometimes it happens that we are tired. You know, we have been working so hard for so long and we lack creativity. We don't know exactly what to prepare for our students, and nowadays that we teach online, we do not really have a friend just beside us to ask and ask them for help. So here's another framework that could help you with that. It's called Clear, and it's a great one for lesson planning. The C stands for the context. So first of all, you need to ask yourself who that learner is and what is the situation that you have in your classes. L is for learning goal. So what should the students be able to do? Then we've got E, that stands for expectations. So you need to keep on asking these questions to yourself, right? What kind of output or result I want? And then A will stand for activities. So what tasks and strategies should I use? And finally, the R for resources. So which tools, materials, resources should support this learning? So once I have answered all these questions, And here you're going to have a look at the answers that I came up with. From there, I'll be able to create my prompt because now things are very clear. I reflected before simply asking anything to AI. Yeah, because I am the one in control of the things, right? We as teachers are in control. So here is the prompt that it has created, that I created based on the framework. And here you're going to see the what AI has created, Copilot has created. And it's giving me a lesson plan based on speaking skills for the B1 level because that's what I wanted. It's giving me the objectives and all the lesson breakdown with the time frame for each section of my lesson. And here I want to say that of course that it is there will be things that I'll need to adapt. There will be things that I'll need to include, to remove. But that's my job as a teacher. AI is giving me lots of ideas, and from there, it's reducing the time that I spend planning a whole lesson, but it's also giving me a lot of ideas that I can implement right away. And it can even give me ideas, for example, of tools that I have never heard of, like elo.org. I know it, I've already used it, and it's a very interesting tool for you if you want to find authentic audios. But maybe it's going to tell you about tools that you have never heard of. Okay. Then I invite you to after when you once you receive the materials that you go over it and you try the prompt, adapt the prompt to your needs, and see how it works for you. Okay. Yeah, and this is the sample I was going to show you. All right. Okay, and one more question. So, which part of the CLEAR framework do you think is most crucial for effective lesson planning? I'd love to hear from you. Okay, learning goal is number one. No, activity is number one. Okay, maybe because you need more ideas for activities that you can use. Okay, get it. The learning goal. Okay. Learning goal is winning. Okay, great. So, moving on. Now, I guess it's one of my favorite parts because all of us love saving time. We know that teaching may be sometimes very time consuming if we need to plan all the lessons, create new activities. So it's great that we have tools, AI tools out there that can help us save this time. Okay. And the first the first tool that I want to share with you is called Lumen 5. Basically, it transforms a text into a video. So earlier, Rosa was talking about YouTube videos, which I love and I use it. I use them all the time. I watch many YouTube videos sometimes to have ideas and to create lessons based on those YouTube videos. But sometimes it's very time consuming finding the right video. And I was wondering, don't we have something that can create the video, a tailor-made video, something that is going to work exactly and fit exactly in what I want for my classes. So I found this tool that can be something close to what I wanted. And it's only the free version is limited to 5 videos a month. Okay, there is a watermark included, and the resolution is 720p. Okay, but which is quite good. Okay, it's not bad. This is how it looks like. So of course that you need to sign up. Okay, if you want to use it. So this is their visual, and here we are going to have a look at the dashboard. Okay. So it's pretty simple. You click on new video. You can choose a template, but you see that it really adapts to your needs. So you can use any template that you want. And you can choose one of these options here. I usually go for this one, AI's voice cover, and you paste your text here. Okay. Once you paste the text you want, for example, let's say that you created a script of someone explaining how to give recommendations during a meeting for a B1 level student. Okay, so you copy what you've done with ChatGPT or Copilot or something that you already have, you paste it here, and then it's going to create the video. Before I show you that, let's have a look at what I already have done. Oh, and you can do it in different languages. Okay, it can be French, English, and other languages. So let's see this example.
Have you ever needed to say something during a meeting but didn't want to be rude? Today, I'll show you some easy and polite phrases to ask for permission to interrupt in clear, simple English. Part 1. Why it matters interrupting in a meeting can be difficult, but using the right words can help you sound polite and professional. Part 2. Useful phrases. Here are some great phrases you can use. Excuse me, may I say something? Example. Excuse me, may I say something about the budget? Can I just add something quickly? Example. Can I just add something quickly before we move?
Okay, and as you can see, there are images here, right? While there is this voice here, there are also the pictures, the images, the short videos, and it's totally adapted to. I didn't have to do anything. I just really copied my text there, what I showed you, and it created the video and the images and everything. So now, if I want to create this video about interrupting someone without being rude or making polite phrases in order to ask for permission to interrupt, and I don't find anything on YouTube or it's taking me too long, I simply come here to Lumen 5 and create my own. So just so that you have an idea of what I did. So I created a prompt. This is what I asked Copilot. Then Copilot gave me the script for the video that I wanted. Of course, I had to clean it up. Okay, I removed the parts that were not important. Like here, it's asking me to, sorry, I'm gonna make it a bit, yeah. So here, it's the presenter voiceover interrupting. So this part, I don't want it in my video, of course. So I cleaned it up, and that was the final version. I copied and I create the video. Second, okay, I paste the script here. I don't want to compose script, okay? Otherwise, it's going to create something over what I've written here, but what I want is to use exactly the same content that is here. So I skip. I make sure that each sentence is at the right place. So for each sentence that I have here, it's one slide. I check if it's matching what I really want. If it not, I can always add a new block and add another sentence. Or for example, here, if I want to put part 3 on the next slide, I just click on enter in my keyboard, and then it's going to be the next slide. Once it's all done, guide media, it's suggesting some images, as you can see. As I told you, the images, it's the AI that's suggesting me. Generate video, and it will take a few minutes. It's not too long. If you want to tell me in the Q&A also if you have any questions, or if you like this idea of creating your own videos, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, and it's ready. It's a 53-second video. The script is here. I can, when I click in AI voiceover, I can change the voice settings if I want, as it's a video in English, a text in English, so it's already in English, but I could have changed the accent, for example. And I can add the captions if I want to. And here it is. This is, if I play the preview.
Have you ever needed to say something during a meeting but didn't?
So yeah, so the video is there. And if there is something that you want to change, like if there is an image that you don't find, here I think that all the images correspond to my text, so I don't want to change anything. But you could change here the media. You see the options on the left. You could change. You could add some icons. The music, the background music too. They give you some options. So it's pretty interesting. Okay. So that was it about Lumen 5. I hope you enjoyed this tool. And the next one, oh yeah, so here I'm giving you some options of what you could do with this video, but I'm sure that you already have your head is like popping up ideas all over the place, because you probably have lots of ideas now of how you could use Lumen 5 in your classes. And I'd like to know, which ways do you think you could use this tool in your classes? Pick one answer, please. Okay, let's see. I've got some answers already. Short vocabulary grammar is the winner with pronunciation. Okay. Yeah, nobody has selected summarizing reading passages, but it could be an option too. Like if you have a text that is too complex, but you still want to use it with lower levels. So you could adapt this text and also use with your students. That's why I added this one. But great, good to know. your answers. The other one is called TurboScribe, and this one is a bit similar to what Russell shared with us this morning, the one called Gaston. But this one has a little something else more about it. But basically, it's getting a YouTube video, and it's really a YouTube video or an audio that you have in your computers, and it's creating the transcripts. The free version is only 3 transcripts a day and up to 30 minutes each video. So it's pretty good. It's a decent amount of videos that we can transcribe. So let's have a look. And this is how it looks like. This is an example of a video from YouTube about business English. And you have all the transcript here. I don't know about you, but in the past when I started teaching, but when I started using YouTube videos in my classes, it was a nightmare because sometimes I wanted to share the transcript with my students, but I had to literally write it down word by word. I didn't have those tools to help me with that, right? The nice thing about TurboScribe is that it also creates the audio, like here.
Hi and welcome to Higher English, your go-to channel for mastering business English. I'm Craig, and today we're looking at a word that pops up.
So this is exactly the same voice as you find in the video. Okay, so it's not changing the voice or anything, and using this script, you can of course create your own activities, your own fill in the gap activity, your own multiple choice activity, your interpretation, reading comprehension questions, using, again, Copilot or ChatGPT or any other tool that you want. You can download this transcript and share it with your students, for example. You can even download the audio. So if you don't want your students to be distracted by the video and just pay attention to the listening, you can share just the audio with them. Okay, so that's why I find that it could be also a very nice tool for you to use in your classes. So here, yeah, so here are some options of what you can do. Okay, you can more easily find the exact vocabulary or phrases that you're looking for in the transcript, and then create, again, your vocabulary activities or your grammar activities. You can, as I said, share it with your students, and students do the search, right? They find the exact phrases that you want them to find, or grammar that you want them to find, and many other options for sure. And here, that is a worksheet that I created, but unfortunately my my link is not working. But I used AI to create a worksheet based on this script. Okay, so I asked AI, and I was a bit lazier than usual, and I just copied and pasted the transcript, and I asked AI, okay, I have a B1 level student. I want to use this material, this text. Can you come up with some ideas of activities, of exercises that I could use with this text? And then it came up with lots of ideas, lots of activities. It gave me the answer key. And of course, once I have it all ready, I'll decide what is going to be, what are the ones that really are interesting to my student, and I can then share the worksheet with them. Okay, so that was TurboScribe. All right. Oh, okay. Sorry. Because I want to ask you something. Okay. No. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that you liked those two tools that I just shared with you guys. And now Maria has something to say to you.
I really love what you just shared, Monica. Amazing tools. Just, we're living in the future already. But when I think about my own student's journey, this really resonates. He struggled with speaking clearly and confidently in meetings and phone calls. And on his own, AI or any other tool might not have helped him much. But together, using the ideal framework, I was able to guide him choosing the right strategies and adapting activities and keeping him motivated. So the technology became a partner in the process, not the solution by itself. And that's the point. It's not about replacing us, it's about how we use these tools with our learners to create real progress. That's where the transformation happens. And I'm happy to read this from the screen that technology will never replace great teachers, but in the hands of great teachers, it's transformational. And with that, I'll hand it over to Monica. Thank you very much. Yeah. Monica, you would like to talk about that?
Sorry, I was muted again, of course. Yes, thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. And I hope that you really try the frameworks that we shared with you, and you try the tools that I shared with you, but also Russell and Niels this morning and that you use Teams Premium and all the features that it can offer us. Here, when you receive the presentation, you're going to see that you're going to have a bonus tip. There are 4 more practical prompt cheat sheets for you. And you'll see that you've got some other ideas of creating prompts to use in your classroom. The first one is more a collaborative prompt. So you are going to teach AI to ask you the questions, and by answering the questions at the end, you can finally have the lesson plan, for example, that you need or that you want. Here is for brainstorming activities. So I remember that in one of the quizzes, you were saying that activities maybe is something that sometimes we don't have more ideas, new ideas for activities. So this prompt is going to help you with that. Here it's more for language examples. So please have a look at it as well. And role play cards. Honestly, I have a hard time creating role play cards. I don't know about you, but here there is a nice prompt for you to try and create your own role play cards. And that's it. Thank you very much. And please, if you have questions, let us know.
We do. Thank you, Monica and Maria. We do have a few questions. So Sophie was asking, how are the different accents? Do we have a variation in the accents in the tools that you have suggested for us today?
Yes, for TurboScribe, no, there